Hello, this is my walkthrough of how I do mindfulness meditation. So, this is me usually when I start out meditating. I like to lie on the ground, usually with my palms up and just super comfortable. And yeah, in my normal day to day, like my mind is like what really drives what I do. Has a bunch of thoughts about what I have to do, where I have to be, who I am, and XYZ. And this like really takes up like 90% of my like day usually. But yeah, like 90% of it, say. But I want to get rid of it and be more mindful. How do I do that? First, I start with breath controls. This is kind of like a rough layout of one technique that I do. Honestly, if you just like watch your breath and like take deep breaths, that's probably good enough. But one advanced technique I do is I breathe in for 4 seconds, I hold for 7 seconds, and then I breathe it out for 8 seconds. Another advanced technique is I breathe into my upper chest, so I try to expand it as much as possible. And then I also like try to do that with my middle chest and then my lower chest, and then I alternate. And then once I do this after like a minute or so, like I'm pretty calm. Also, while trying to like, if I have a thought, I try to like soften it and get rid of them. But once I do that and I'm like in a very chill state, I then focus on my sounds, like what I listen to, what is in the environment around me. I try to listen for the trees, the wind, the sound that like the radiator is making, the sound that my breath is making. There's so much like happening around you, like when you meditate, like you try to like pick up on those frequencies of the universe. Just be mindful of like every specific sound. I try to like focus on at least like five sounds, five things that I can hear. That's sometimes that's not possible, but like I try to like fill my mind with like what five of those sounds sound like. And once I feel pretty good about sound, I then focus on my sense of smell. There's like a million things that you can smell when you're meditating. Like I try to focus on what I smell like, what my environment smells like like maybe my breath smells like when I breathe in through my nose, there's like probably tons of smells in the environment that you can pick up on. But some of them are more subtle, some of them are stronger. But that's kind of the focus. You want to see what is around you and what it feels like. And then once I do that, I kind of have both of these processes going on. I like am mindful of like what I can hear and what I can smell and all the different sounds and the like smells around me. And then once I feel really comfortable with that, I try to focus on my taste, like what I can taste in my mouth while I am meditating. So like if I am meditating and I am already like pretty mindful of like what I can hear and what I can smell, I try to be mindful of what I can taste, like the toothpaste from the morning, the coffee from the morning, the last meal I had, the Coca-Cola from the day before maybe. All these different smells, I mean tastes that like accumulate in your mind. You try to focus on all of them at once. And then once I'm good with that, I try to focus on the last part, which um, is is like its own meditation technique in itself, like a body scan of like starting from either the top or the bottom of your body. Try to focus on like what you feel, the temperature around you, how cold it is, what your ankle feels like on the bed, what your hands feel like on the bed, what your body feels like touching itself, the pressure your head has on like where you're laying, like the air you feel on your arms, everything. Like what the breath feels like going into your lungs, everything. And what you have tons to work with in terms of like touch, like what you can feel. So that is usually the last part that I do. And once I have all of these going, I am pretty drowned with what I can feel, and like I feel pretty like almost euphoric or like high or what have you in this like state, and it's really really good and really relaxing. And yeah, like compare that to like my thoughts. Like they like my thoughts don't really have like a space in this like state. Like it really is like easy to like focus on like all these different experiences in this like place, and it feels great. And yeah, I try to do this maybe like 10-20 minutes, or hold it for longer sometimes depending. I usually do this in the sauna, which is a great like stimulation, like overstimulation. But yeah, that is how I meditate. Thank you for watching.